I think it's going to be a very, very big year for Miami tight ends. This is the
Agreed.
season where the duo of Jordan and Mallory, we see it. We see it come to fruition. Last year, I was saying that, 2019, you have no idea what you guys are in for when it comes to Jordan and Mallory, but obviously that didn't happen, sadly. This is the season where I think it all comes together for Jordan as a superstar and Mallory as a guy who can prove to people that, he can come in and be just as good if Brevin decides to leave after this year and Mallory stays for his senior season. Everyone knows I'm very high on Will Mallory.
Yeah. Well, the guy who does the groundskeeping at Green Tree actually told me that Will Mallory's the best tight end he's ever seen, but nobody else knows it yet.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. That was a joke. He's a Green Tree All-Star. No, I like Will too. I'm rooting for him to show it on the field. I give him a hard time more because I was just so frustrated with him because I'm a believer too. I'm a big time believer in Will Mallory, but then when he just drops crucial passes, you're just like, dude, come on, I know you're better than this, Yeah. That's all it is for me.
No, and that's fair, but a lot of people don't, and I preach this all the time, but a lot of people don't even consider what he did when Brevin went out. Will, he caught a touchdown against Louisville, and he was good in the games that we lost, but because we lost and because of how Will's season started, a lot of people just think that is that's his product.
He'll be fine. And, the following season when he's our starter and it's him and Larry Hodges, we'll still be fine because both those guys are really great too. So
and I'm saying this right now, Elijah Arroyo and Khalil Brantley will see playing time as true freshmen. I 110% believe that.
Wouldn't surprise me, man. I mean, it might sound weird, but Larry Hodges caught as many touchdown passes as Will Mallory did last year. So
he caught the same amount of touchdowns in one game as Brevin Jordan did the entire year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brevin had 2 touchdowns last year. If that's not the greatest crime to tight ends in America, then I don't know what the hell is.
Well, our biggest mistake was hiring a running backs coach to coach the whole offense.
Yeah, just because he was QB coach at Alabama. Ugh.
I know. Oh man.
And we thought we were getting what the Alabama offense did in 2018, and what we got was Central Michigan circa 2013.
Yeah, right. I mean, it really looked like the San Francisco 49ers circa 1987, but without Joe Montana.
Hey, I mean, yeah.
That offense was older than I am, man.
Exactly. I mean, it was so bad.
Spread Coast, Marsh.
Spread Coast.
It's so cool. We had to make up a new name for it.
Yeah, it was so bad that I can't even say his name on this podcast. He's the Voldemort of Miami football. Yeah. Someone tweeted that the other day, and it got a chuckle. So whoever tweeted that, I applaud you, sir.
Ooh, how about this, Marsh? If you had to pick one, there's no other out, so I'm not going to accept an out. If you had to pick watching a Cincinnati running backs coached offense or a Mark D'Onofrio coached defense next year for the Hurricanes, what would it be?
D'Onofrio defense.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
Oh, that'd be tough, man. Both were so bad.
That's the kind of question that there's no right answer to because there is just two wrongs.
There's not. Both of them is the type of thing where you're just you're watching, I know my football knowledge is based in video games. My knowledge of schemes comes from Madden and NCAA. So I definitely don't pretend to be the most knowledgeable guy when it comes to X's and O's. But I was sitting on my couch kind of scratching my head like, that doesn't make sense. It's 3rd and goal. Well, it doesn't make sense to have your linebackers 7 yards deep in the end zone.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah. It doesn't make sense to run a play action screen on your own 1 yard line, does it?
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's a goal line situation on offense? Maybe a reverse isn't the best thing to run.
Yeah, maybe you don't run, a toss right on the short side of the field. It's it's crazy that because I don't pretend to be an X's and O's guy. But even even if you don't know the game of football, like you could have looked at our offense last year and just say, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yep. It doesn't take our guy Roman Kane to understand how bad that offense was.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, and on Monday, it's Roman's birthday, so an early shout out to Roman Kane.
Yeah, happy birthday, Ro.
Yeah, and him and my boss Cam Underwood, another friend of the show. They share the same birthday. So
happy birthday, Cam.
Yeah, we need to have both those guys on the show again.
Can we get Ro on? Let's plan to have Ro on right after the UAB game, like one of the episode or two right after. I would really love to hear his thoughts on Rhett Lashley's offense after we've seen the Miami brand.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think another, and we're just spitballing here. I think a good idea if since we're doing like 2 to 3 episodes a week, before every game, maybe Justin from State of the U, who's been on the show, he has studied each of the offenses and defenses of every opponent that Miami is playing. Ooh. So maybe when we preview those games, we have them on and kind of just get a look of
they can be our scout team, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And I mean that with respect. I'm not saying that to belittle him, but I'm just saying, he's our scout look. We have him on. It's like, okay, tell us what we're working with here, man.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I had one more thing that I wanted to talk about. Okay, here it is. I want to do a thing. I call it the Mount Marshmore.
Okay. I like it. I like it already.
Mount Marshmore. What is your Mount Marshmore? Obviously, this is a topic of 4 instances. What is your Mount Marshmore of disappointing moments last year?
Oh, man.
You say one, and then I say one, and we can't use each other's. We can't say the same thing.
Okay.
That's a fun topic. Or should we do a Mount Marshmore of a happier topic?
No, I like this. Let's go. Shoot. Can I just use, isn't it? Yeah. Honestly, even though Florida, had a much better season than us, was probably a better team, can I just take the whole Florida game? There was so many things. There was Jeff Thomas. There was, right at the end of the game, when we had a chance to make it more interesting, Jaron blew a read, and then Bubba Baxa as well. Like, can I just take the whole Florida game? Because there was so many missed opportunities. That was a very, very winnable game. If everyone just does their job well, we easily win that game, considering how Florida played.
Okay, I'll give you a pass this time. I'll let you use the whole game this time.
Okay.
And then, so that's your number one. That's your first one. My first one is 4th and 17.
Oh yeah, that was a great one.
Yeah,
that was one of those movements or one of those moments where like you lose a little bit of hair. I lost like 4% of my total hair count.
Yeah, and I'm already losing my hair. So...
Me too, man. I couldn't afford to lose that 4%.
Okay, so what's your number 2?
Greg Rousseau not being in the starting lineup.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. And I love Scott Patchen too. Great guy. And that sucks that Colorado State is suspending their football program.
Yeah, I hope he can go somewhere else. Let's bring him back.
Yeah, let's bring him. He might be 5th on the depth chart now.
That's fine, as long as he's okay with that. Let's not start him, but let's bring him back.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay. What's your number 3?
Jeez. I'm gonna say the Hail Mary during the La Tech game.
Oof.
That was
Was that when
was a
Jaron
game.
was like running and like through
Yeah.
like scrambling through the ball sideways or something like that? That was on my list. So
And then Dan, running up the field, going, running towards the tunnel, trying to get Jaron's attention. I said his name. But like just that whole sequence,
yeah.
including, including Dan and Jaron after the play going into the tunnel. Like if someone asked me if they said in one video, less than 30 seconds, summarize the Miami Hurricanes season, I would show them that.
Yeah.
I would say notice the score, notice who we're playing, watch this play unfold, and then watch our starting quarterback and our offensive coordinator interact right after. And that is the whole season that we had. Like that just perfectly wraps it all up in a bow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is perfectly said. And I'm gonna use this one for my number 3. Another picture that sums up the 2019 season was the unlaminated play call sheet from our
Yeah, I almost chose that one until it was almost like it came to me like a daydream of Dan running down the sideline, Jared.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
When I saw that, because I didn't really watch that game because I was so disgusted from the week before against FIU I was going to the Utah game that day, and honestly, like, I turned on the Duke game, saw that, turned it off.
Yep.
Okay, all right, your last one. What do you got?
This one is more on a personal level. The Tate Martell experience, and I will go to, him getting in the game versus La Tech for like 3 plays, and it just being a horrible, and then him hurting his ribs and not playing. Like, what a fiasco, man. Like, it was so hyped when he got here.
And just the way that fans reacted to him when he had to take a leave of absence, and people still question that, which just blows my mind. But 100%.
The whole thing was just a fiasco, man. And it might just be that Tate isn't. I just have a hard time believing that. He was fine at Ohio State. Like people are gonna say, yeah, it was Rutgers, but dude, would we have played Rutgers like that?
Yeah.
No.
Would Urban Meyer have recruited him or put him second string?
And that's the thing. He had literally a perfect game against Rutgers. I don't see any of our, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like you could go out and do that, or I couldn't go out and do that. It's not like Ja'Cory Harris would have done that.
Yeah, it's not all Tate's fault that the situation didn't work out last year.
So, I mean, that was just incredibly disappointing to me. And all the hype that came, I mean, dude, there has been quarterbacks that have been very successful in college football that are much less talented and athletic than Tate Martell. And like it just goes to scheme and coaching. Because seriously, dude, our running back stable was loaded last year. I mean, Robert Burns looked good. So we had 3 very good running backs. I'd say 2 that are very good and then a third guy who could start on a lot of teams. I thought Burns was great. Why weren't we just doing read option type stuff with Tate? If our offense was that bad, which it clearly was because we scored 0 against Louisiana Tech, why aren't we just doing read options by that point?
I don't want to have an aneurysm on the show, so I'm not going to get into that.
I mean, we couldn't score against anybody, man. Like we couldn't score against Central Michigan hardly.
Yeah.
We couldn't score against FIU. So why are we not just running the ball every play? And
I don't get it. So my last one on my Mount Marshmore of disappointing 2019 moments is Bubba Baxa's missed extra point against Virginia Tech that would have given us the lead.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Dude, last season was so horrible that I thought that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, dude, I was sitting